Hello everyone, good day to you all and welcome to my channel, Blessedom channel. Today I want to talk about Omoyele for president. Yepa, really? Yes, I want to give my thoughts and opinion about this candidate. First of all, I think he's a joke. Like he is a pure joke, and I feel I need to call him out and take people back to the memory lane just in case they forgot who got them into this present mess that they find themselves. And I mean, it's not even like I'm saying it. He prides himself that his electoral value is that he brought these people in power, that they rode to power on his back. That is his own words. I didn't say it. So this is his own electoral value, that he brought this calamity of an administration into power. So my point is, if he didn't know any better and he campaigned for this caliber of people, how can he know any better now? I mean, 3 years is just a short span of time that nothing has changed. It's still the same people, it's still the same system, and he's not sincere. And first of all, I feel that he lacks insight and a good sense of judgment, because he campaigned for Buhari and he presented Buhari as the Messiah. He, and not only him, he and all his media team at the Sahara Reporters media outlet, they campaigned for Buhari as the Messiah of Nigeria's problem, while in reality Buhari is actually one of the problems, because he actually brought down an elected government, a democratically elected government in 1983 in coup d'etat, and that was how he became a general overnight, and he became a president. And the funny thing is that Sowore said he's a teacher of history, modern history and post-colonial history in New York, and still he didn't know what Buhari did and the impact of what Buhari did on Nigeria, on Nigeria's polity, for him to field such a brutal oppressor. And he was used as a tool in the hand of this oppressor and brought oppression onto these millions of people. I think he cannot just excuse it with saying he wants to take it back, because he knows there's nothing to take back. He has been used. He's a useful idiot. He was used and dumped. He should accept it. He should not try to exonerate himself by running around and gallivanting around and say he wants to take it back. No, it's unacceptable, Sowore. I know that you are lying and that you feel ashamed for what you have done. How dare you bring an oppressor, a brutal dictator, and you protected him. You protected him during the whole campaign. You did not want him to take partake in any of the debates. You did not even give room for him to present the minimum basic requirement of any presidency. This man doesn't have it. I mean, this man is corrupt from his foundation. He is just this man that Sowore brought to power. I mean, he's the one saying it. Don't put it's not like I'm saying it. He said it himself. I will put a link to that video where he was telling one of the Buhari ministers that his electoral value is that they rode to power on his back. So he's giving credence to this statement that these people rode to power on his back. So he couldn't see through this fraud that is this man. That this man had not even the basic requirement to go into the military. Well, because he knows somebody who knows somebody, he got a letter of recommendation, that particularly that is how he made it into the military, which is actually ab initio. He's already fraudulent, and he has been a soldier of fortune all along. He has been in the corridors of power. He has managed ministries, petroleum ministries, and he has mismanaged funds. And the funny thing is, he has always been saying corruption, corruption, corruption. But he has had unfettered access into this oil money, and he's addicted to it. Like he can't do without it. And Oh, and he came to become Nigeria president as soon as this dispensation of democracy came around in 2011, I think. Since 2009, yes, he came into politics, and he has been trying to get into the presidency. 3 times he was rejected until Sowore and his propaganda team came all the way from London after they have collected huge sums of money, what in Nigerian parlance is known as brown envelope. So they came down hard and did a good propaganda job. You just have to give it to them. Mission accomplished. So yeah, and they brought this kind of, and okay, let's assume for a moment that he doesn't know any better. Wouldn't he be calling this presidency out from the get-go? No, he didn't. The man came in and started his military dictatorship antics. He was incarcerating people without any pronouncement of a judge. Sowore's media outlets, which is Sahara Reporters, became a media judiciary, and you know, they just charged anybody guilty, and they were rejoicing, they were celebrating this fraudulent and this flaunting of laws, you know, like it didn't matter. And it didn't occur to him, and all the killings that were going on, they managed to keep it under the wrap so that it doesn't over, just anything to make Buhari look good. So I'm actually trying to understand, at what point now did he realize that Buhari is not who he thought he was? Like, please help me to understand. At what point, Sowore, did you realize Buhari is not who you thought he is? And how can you say you have a sense of judgment and that you have insight and you think that Buhari you know, like if you have been so privileged to live in this to be exposed this much, to live in America and be exposed that much, how come you are thinking? How come you don't know? You should know better. And it's so painful to see people you expect that they will know better, but just their seemingly mere pull down mentality and their personal gain, that's all they care about. And Sowore is no exception. So please don't give him your money. I saw some people saying that they gave him. Don't give him your money, please. He has enough money. He's just an errand guy, and he has led you to vote for Buhari, which is one of the worst mistakes you have made. Please don't do more mistake than that. Let it go like that. Don't go lower than that. Let it stay like that. Don't give Sowore your time of day. He is a fraud, and he knows it. If he knows that he's sincere, he will come up with a movement to stop all forms of election, so that the polity will be restructured first and the constitution ratified first, before, not after. You cannot be running on this fraudulent arrangement, and saying, I think he just wants to exonerate himself. That's just it, so that posterity will not judge him for what he has done by being used by an oppressor to come to power. But he's trying to exonerate himself, to say, oh, you know, I would have done better if I had the chance. No, Sowore, you had your chance, you blew it. How come you didn't think you could be president just 3 years ago? How come? You could have run for president too. Or there were also other credible people, like the Kawa woman. There were other people. If you were so bent on doing something good, for the fact that you and your team fielded a personality, and they rode a personality like that of Buhari, and they rode to power on your behalf, you have lost all credibility whatsoever. It doesn't matter what you do, but for you to field a coup plotter, a military dictator, as a messiah who is actually a cause of the problem, you are fielding him as a solution. Sowore, you have no credibility. You are a coon, and you have no sense of judgment. So my people, I hope you are able to see through this guy. Don't let him go scot-free like that. Don't listen to him. Don't give him your money. He's a distraction, and don't let him use it to distract himself and to exonerate himself from what he has done. He knows what he has done, and he's trying to make himself look good. That is self-aggrandizement. That is only what he knows. Blackmail, propaganda, self-aggrandizement. That is Sowore in a nutshell. Please, enough of him. Don't give him any time of day. Please look beyond him. He doesn't know any better. 3 years ago, he cannot know any better. If he thought Buhari was the solution to Nigeria's problem just 3 years ago, and he's thinking he's going to be the one this time around, it's the same thing. It's still the same thought process. Please don't listen to him. So please leave your comments. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.